Alright, sorry about that, guys. Alright, so here we have DrJayPHD versus AmazingAmpharos. Both these racers are 2-1. So that means that the winner of this race will go on to the bracket stage immediately, while the loser will be playing this weekend for the elimination match. Let me know if the balance and everything is all good here. We found the Great Palace right next to start. And it sounds like we have an early Bagoo find for AA. And Dr. J is here in Palace 1. We also got a spell for AA here. I didn't get to see what spell it was though. Must not have been anything useful or castable if he doesn't have it yet. Have it out yet. This is a bold move by Dr. J, going into one without the fairy or any key, but with this flag set on, which is extra keys in the palaces, he's not going to be necessarily wanting for keys as long as he gets to the right rooms. Meanwhile, here is Heart Container Cave for AA. If you see anything that needs to be updated, you can give me an @ in chat, and I will get it updated for you. We got this Orange Dyra fight for AA for only 30 XP, so I mean, that's one of those, screw this. And he's rewarded with a heart. So, not the greatest things going on so far. Dr. J didn't get enough experience from that Iron Knuckle even for a level. So lots of Garbaggio taking place. Another town coming up, while Dr. J grabs a tattoo. And it's the backside Saria, so Bagoo's going to pay off early. AA's going to walk through the town of Saria backwards and be able to see where it comes out on the other side. It might be a quick way to move about the West Island, and it might be the only way to move about the West Continent. So we'll see. Meanwhile, Dr. J's about to burn one of his keys. I think his only key. Yeah, going into palaces early is not a bad play. You can get lots of experience this way, so. AA finds the compact and comes to return it, and gets the spell out of it. So, nothing too exciting for him off these 2 free spells here on the Western Continent. There's some good experience from a Guma, or a Doom Rattler. So it looks like we might be in the northern part of the west, so this is not bad. We found another palace here, and this is Palace 4. So we have 1, 4, and Great Palace here on the west. Bag Cave for AA, so another item for him. And speaking of items, we have the item room for Dr. J. Let's see if he still has enough keys to get through here, if he can get past this blue Iron Knuckle. That's his biggest obstacle at the moment. And AA is going to find a magic container. Not the best find, but not a terrible find this early. And Dr. J goes with the game over. He at least knows how to get to the item, so we'll see if he goes right back in there. A finds a pea bag in the desert pile. Oh no, that was just a regular encounter. Never mind. Go type that in YouTube and you won't be disappointed. Thank you much, Sports Pepe. Dr. J going right at these blue iron knuckles. He really wants his item. If he can roll 3 under on them, that won't be bad. He'll be able to get up to attack 3 and possibly get attack 4 from Horsehead, since he knows exactly where to go for that. We're just 7 minutes in. Nothing really great has been found so far. AA found a heart container and a magic container, and Dr. J is exploring Palace 1. He found the item room and he found Horsehead, but he unfortunately game over before he could get the item, so he's heading his way back there now. Palaces that we found. Oh, good call. Palaces that we found here on the west were 1, 4, and the Great Palace. Give me 1 second and I'll get this timer up for you. So here we are back in the item room. Dr. J is going to bait the Iron Knuckle back so he can get over, and AA found his way into Palace 1 as well. And there we go. We got a timer going. Oh no, this is not going to be a good fight. He takes another game over. Let's see if he bails, and sure enough he does. There's lots of things for him to find here on the west. We've only found 2 of the item location caves so far, so... Unless it ends up being wrapped here in 1, he's not going to be missing out too much at the moment. He traded his blue Iron Knuckle for a red Dyra. Never a great thing. And the red Dyra is paired with a orange Dyra, with simultaneous deaths taking place right now. AA putting lots of use to that shield spell. It looks pretty cheap. I'd say 20, 24-ish for a cast. And he's putting it to use as much as he can in this palace to pick up some extra keys and do some exploring. with the extra keys flag turned on, AmazingAmpharos at the bare minimum will be able to leave Palace 1 with an extra key. And if he can avoid some of the extra doors, he may be able to leave here with 2 extra keys. So now we have Trophy Cave here for Dr. J. I don't know if AA came into this cave. He did not. Not that I saw, at least. So here we are with the hammer for Dr. J. The first major item pickup from either of these players. We have the horse head find for AA now. And he takes down Horsehead and gets enough experience to get to the magic level, but not over it. So he's just going to take what he can get. We have a Fairy Cave find for Dr. J, but no fairy spells, so be going out the normal way. I saw a rock block over there to the right. So we have found Medicine Cave, Magic Container Cave, or Medicine Cave, Trophy Cave, Heart Container Cave, and Teabag Cave. Neither found the grass tile yet, but we know that the Magic Container Cave is going to be blocked by that rock. So with the knowledge that we haven't found Fairy yet, we have the hammer, we could get Death Mountain. Oh, we do have the hammer, so we can get into that rock block. Never mind. But we're coming down to basically they're going to find the Any Key, the raft, and that's pretty much it between these 3 spots left over. If they find the Any Key, it could be 1 or 4 item for the raft, but right now it's looking like Death Mountain is going to be the raft location. AA doesn't even pick up that key. And he remembers. Let's see if he can do a little bit better here with shield spell to get past this blue iron knuckle that's blocking the item. Here's the grass tile for Dr. J, and he finds the 2D flute. So good pickup for him. Oh, and I looked away. I did not see what AA just picked up in 1. Oh no. The boots in 1. Alright, so we are basically down to Death Mountain. And possibly 4, but most likely not. A 2D flute for AA now. It's either 4 or Death Mountain at this point. So here's the heart container cave for Dr. J. He's gonna find himself a magic container here. I think the hammer block was actually the trophy cave for Dr. J. Oh, never mind. He has not been to the rock block cave yet. I'm just looking at his tracker. And here's the any key. Did Dr. J not make it through the medicine cave? He came in, but I guess he never went all the way through. He died to the orange and red Dyras. He never made it through. So that's unfortunate. There's the any key. So now we are looking at 4 as a definite possibility. And here's the trophy cave for AA. Picking up his hammer. So it's looking like all of our spell items are either in Death Mountain or on the most likely the east. And here goes Dr. J. He got his shield spell, and now he's about to get his spell. Or he just got his spell. No, he didn't. Here we go. He came in the wrong way. Confused me. So here's that rock block. And it's our magic container cave. Let's see what we got in here. Could be the raft. And it's a heart. So there you go. It's now official. 4 or Death Mountain. That's the plays that you have to make. It's a tough choice that you definitely have to figure out. Without Reflect, you're wasting time going into 4 without being able to beat the boss, but Death Mountain is such a time sink. If you can't get an early hammer cave, you could be in there for a good 10 minutes. Trying to navigate your way around. Larry going with the tried and true. If the game gives you it, that's where you need to go. A goes right towards a rock. That is just a rock. So these boots can pay off huge in Death Mountain as well, being able to walk in the water around everything. And AA decides to go with the play in 4. Or possibly just farm this Iron Knuckle statue real quickly to get his levels. We'll see. Here's the magic container cave for Dr. J, and he's not going to be happy. This does not look like a floor I'd want to be in right now. Not without downstab. But a nice fast item find, so that's always a plus. A doing a great job of dodging these boomeranging hammers. And a commentator cursed him. So this will be his last life to get past this guy. Yeah, this will be quite the raft play here. Meanwhile, Dr. J is going right back into 1. And boy, oh boy, off to Death Mountain we go, boys. I don't think Dr. J is going to be too happy when he gets past this blue Iron Knuckle right now. He's already invested a lot of time here in 1, and all he's going to yield himself is some boots that, at the moment, aren't going to be what he's looking for. If you're AA here, you gotta leave this palace. There's enough experience in Death Mountain. He can't do anything more in this palace, he just needs to head out. Farming the Iron Knuckle statue is not the best move here either for him because it was only worth 50. He'd be here for quite a while, rolling those 50-50s and fighting him. Looks like he wants this desert or this swamp encounter, which is yielding him 60 experience points each play as long as he can stay alive. These bounty cats are not fun. Meanwhile, Dr. J's got his own beep strats going, trying to get past these bubbles back into the item room, where he's going to meet his old nemesis, the blue Iron Knuckle. AA spending a lot of time here trying to get this level. He's gonna have to do this encounter 2 more times, even with a P-bag drop. And he realizes, and he's hoping for something stronger. Dr. J doing much better work this time with this blue Iron Knuckle. He takes him out for 70 experience points and the boots. He's going to turn this around and go straight to Horsehead. Get his experience up to attack 4, which would be nice. So AA finally gets his level, takes his up A. Or takes it up A without taking his level. Sorry, I looked away. I was very interested in Dr. J's fight with that blue Iron Knuckle. What's up, Ryan? Ryan and Dr. J. Sure enough. So, speaking of farming, it looks like Dr. J's doing the same thing with these dog heads now. Trying to farm up that experience. AA looking for his way into Death Mountain. I think we've only seen one entrance to Death Mountain. Dr. J's hoping for 50 experience points before Horsehead, or from Horsehead. He'll be looking for at least 30 here. I don't remember how much Horsehead gave. His maximum is around 100. Don't quote me on it. And there's our hammer cave for AA, but he's not content with that. He wants to find the rock first. And we see it right there. He's gonna see if he can make his way over there. He cannot. So we'll see if he goes right back into the hammer cave. Meanwhile, Dr. J does get enough experience to get over. It looks like it was 80 that he got. Or I guess it would be 70. And he cashes in gem and gets his attack 4. Yep, AA heads into the hammer cave, and we'll see what happens. Dr. J's gonna find the any key. Be a little bit upset of himself for digging through one so much without it, but we'll see if that leads him into Palace 4 or up into Death Mountain himself. Let's listen to some AA right now. And we found the medicine of life here. And AA immediately up A's instead of going toward the rock. We know already that the rock is going to hold the raft. Dropping a few frames here on AA's. He wants to come in at Death Mountain with a fresh view. He doesn't want to go from where he was, so. Now, I don't know if we saw Mito, but Mito could lead to fairy or jump, and definitely straight to the upstab or downstab technique, which will be very helpful. Now, I don't know if AA is one of those guys who maps out Death Mountain so he knows where he's been, but we will see. And it looks like he's close to the hammer, to the rock, but not there yet. So we'll see if this one takes him there. Yeah, we'll see where Dr. J's going. It looks like he's going towards 4, though. Oh, maybe he's looking for the Death Mountain entrance that he forgot where it was. Yeah, he's not going towards 4. He went away from it, so he might be looking for the other entrance to Death Mountain. I don't remember seeing the second entrance though, so maybe he knows something I don't. Maybe he knows something that AA doesn't, and it's going to be faster to the rock this way. Oh, this is gonna be Jump Cave. Oh no, AA. He missed his A button input and falls into the lava. Oh, and here goes Dr. J into Palace 4. He gave up looking for Death Mountain and he's just going to head on in. And here we go, we found the rock. And AA is going to be very happy to find the raft. Dr. J makes a quick find in Palace 4 for the item. All he has to do is get past his Doom Knocker. And without any real spells other than shield, he's going to be down to nothing, but he makes quick work of it and heads on in. I forgot to mark his medicine for him. I forgot to mark the any key for Dr. J. And he just picked up the cross. That's Rudo. We're looking for Mito. I'm sure AA is hoping for the fairy spell, or at the very least, the jump spell from Mito, so he can get downstab before he heads east with his newly found raft. Dr. J is doing pretty much exactly like AA did. Wants to get that level before he continues his exploration after leaving 4. And there's his up A. Looks like we might have a Mito find here, right next to start. And there we go. So we'll see what this spell is while we watch Dr. J make his way into Death Mountain. So there you have it. The medicine in Death Mountain led to the reflect spell here in Mito, which means that AA is going to have to go to the east without downstab. It looks like he never found that raft tile. It's going to be up there in the north. Meanwhile, Dr. J is looking for that entrance into Death Mountain. He has no outs this time. And off we go. So here we go with a very interesting east. Immediately get some swamp, get some desert, get some forest, and here's our first town. And it's a town that yields nothing. It's Darunia, and we don't have a kid yet. But we do have P-Bag Cave Find. Death here for AA. Now he decides to jump over and he's rewarded with the magic container, unfortunately. So we'll see when we get to New Kasuto how many she's going to want to require. How many magic containers she will require to let you in for the item. Also, depending on how magic works out, AA might be able to forego some magic levels with all these containers in hand. Dr. J giving Death Mountain the old in-out. Trying to sneak his way into the Hammer Cave without having to go through too many pass-throughs. Thank you, Dave. Sorry, I'm not necessarily the best at keeping track while also doing the commentary. I get a little bit caught up in watching. And we have a Hammer Cave find for Dr. J, so he's going to get himself the Medicine of Life, and we'll see if he stays in Death Mountain or opts to start again like AA did. And AA, he is here in Old Kasuto to pick up the Fairy Spell. So he sees the Medicine of Life and not exactly thrilled. And he does give it the up A. Palace find for AA, 3 or 6, and opts not to venture in there. Not with Maze Island so close by. We got two items here on the Maze Island, and a palace. Palaces it could be at this point are 2, 3, and 5. And lots of blue Listalfos. Lizalfos? Dr. J is hoping for the Jumper Fairy spell himself before going and get the raft from Death Mountain, which he knows is the only place left for the raft to be for him. And here we go, we find 5 on Maze Island. It's definitely beatable with what these guys have now, especially with AA having the fairy spell found. He will not get blocked in that palace, and he has the any key so he can get through anywhere that he needs. Dr. J with the reflect spell pickup on his end. Unfortunately, he won't be able to get the downstab, and he has to go right back into Death Mountain to find that rock. AA still with no items found here in Death Mountain. And speak of the devil, an item find. And we get the handy glove. So we have 2 free spells left to find, and all he's looking for now is going to be the Thunder spell for necessity. He's got a decent chance, I think 1 in 4, that he's won't need any more items to finish this seed. I think the best play here would be to continue looking for towns. Maze Island was easy enough to get into. Find out if you need any more of these items before you venture into 5 or clear any more item caves or locations. Dr. J a little bit confuzzled here, looking for that rock. I'm curious how much fairy is, I didn't look. I'll need to add that to my Franker face. I'll do it immediately after this race. So it looks like fairy costs about 54? Possibly? Looks more like 50. So he's definitely going to want to take another container level. And AA doesn't find the other item in Maze Island. Maybe I missed it. It looked like he explored the entire place, though. Perhaps I missed him picking up the trophy, because it looks like he's heading towards some towns over here. Oh no, he's taken his fairy spell to get downstabbed. That's why he came back for. And here we go. Dr. J found his way to the rock. He's gonna bust it in and get himself the raft. Alright, back to some more east exploration for AA. And Dr. J is going to make the exact same path. We might get practically simultaneous rafting. It looks like AA has the same idea as some people in chat. Go ahead and pop your head into 4 while you have the reflect bell and take out Karok. The only counter argument I'd have with that is that the Great Palace is also here. But your counter argument could definitely be that Great Palace is next to start. So why come up to the north if you don't have to? Dr. J having a rough go at here without downstab. The enemies here in the east do a lot of damage very quickly. Water tile fine for him. He gets the 500 candle bag here. spies himself a town, and opts to go towards the desert tile to see if he can find another 500 P-bag here. Another town find. I think this is the old Kasuto town. Sure is. Gets himself the fairy spell and absolutely doesn't up A so that he can go get downstab immediately. He is not having a good time over there in the east without it. AA continuing to impress us with his Doom Knocker dodging. Slaps on the reasonably priced reflect spell. He can take out this Doom Knocker and the Wizrobe while he's here. Sure enough, the Wizrobe doesn't want to respawn though, so here we go. Gets himself a little bit of experience out of these two. So that's 3 lava rooms we found, and we know where the item room is. So the next time he can go right, he's definitely going to find Karok. The next time he dead ends right, I should say. He needs to take a death here to get the fairy magic for fairy spell. He needs to go up to the left. The room that we haven't seen yet, I believe, is a elevator to the locked door room that will have a key up on the bricks. So I think this down elevator is the best play. Oh, we must have seen the other one. Or it leads to another elevator room, because here comes Karok. Low health roll, mediocre experience roll. Possibly enough to have gotten that magic level, but instead he opts to take the life. And yields 2 life levels coming out of 4. I got a little bit preoccupied there with AA side, but I don't. Based on Dr. J's tracker, it doesn't look like he found anything else on the east yet since getting downstab. These orangeless alphas have a good roll on them. So Dr. J can't be too upset. I haven't seen anybody take out this blue Alpha yet, so we'll see what they rolled. All the enemies roll a ±2 from their current level for experience given, which means those blue alphas can sometimes roll up to a 500, and the orange ones are definitely rolled at their highest right now at 300. AA showing off that flute, takes care of Snorlax. Dr. J does the same. Here we go, 3 or 6. And we will find out because Dr. J is going in. And it's 6. A puts on his shield and powers through that blue Lizalfos. And I think he's come to the conclusion that he needs a pass through to get down to the south, which has 2 more towns. Sure, the River Devil can be the walrus. This tile set's very hard to find the correct location for the Rebo setup. Dr. J shrugs it off, he's gonna go at it again. This one's especially hard because he doesn't even have a background to line up off of. So we'll see. This is gonna be his last try though, because he's down to his last life. He gets him unmounted. And unfortunately he takes the death. And he decides to opt out and head towards Maze Island instead. So we'll see if he finds the other item that AA did not. She wants 7 containers tonight. 7. That's her maximum. So for the sake of these runners, let's hope that she's not holding what blocks Thunder. Dr. J finds out it's Palace 5 here on Maze Island, while he continues his scavenger hunt for the items here. Meanwhile, AA gets the world nice and excited to see what it has in store for him. Well, he has the 7th magic container now, so he can go see what the old lady is hiding. And Dr. J picks up his glove here on Maze Island. she's hiding the trophy. So she very well could be hiding the thunder required item. Oh, you know what? I looked away. What spell did he get while he was in town? If anybody could enlighten me, please. He got the jump spell. Thank you. I will update that. Here's Naburu fine. A lost kid is the only thing that could be blocking AA from full dig shake mode. It's not the terrible thing to find life, especially a castable life. AA is going through the motions to see what's linked with fire. Because all we have left is fire and thunder, and if it's one of the spells that he has... If it's not one of the spells he has, then he has a 100% chance to find thunder next. But if it is one of the spells that he has, then he's might be screwed. It's a very fair point. It could definitely be fairy, and he had no way to know that one. Dr. J doing good work on these orange the Zalfos here. He's going to get 600 from this battle right here. So he's finding quick ways to get some levels here on Maze Island while he's looking for that second item. AA jumped into 2, which would be the second palace here on the east, which means that we know that Palace 3 is the palace in the Valley of Death. We got a 300 roll on the Blues Alphos too. And a Skittles room here for AA. Every color that you can think of. Dr. J's had enough of these encounters, just ferrying past them for the most part. Really, all he's down to finding here on Maze Island for the second item would be the child or a heart container. I don't believe any of them found much junk either yet, so it could just be a little digger. But we might have to get dig shake on this one, because I've only seen one item and they've covered every square inch of this place. And I lied to you, because there's the other item right here. So AA and Dr. J both walked over this at the beginning. And sure enough, it is the kid, and so now we have a very interesting back and forth going with AA having the trophy and Dr. J having the child. And it very well could come down to both of them being a Thunder-esque spell. One being Fire Thunder and the other being Thunder Fire. AA finds one of those missing heart containers in 2 and Dr. J dives into 5 while he's out here on Maze Island. Our gem count right now is 2 for AA and 1 for Dr. J. AA having taken care of 4, and 4 was very, very convoluted. He ended up taking every dead end to the right before he could find the boss, and unless Dr. J makes a very anti-meta play, he's going to do the exact same thing. Here we go, a backwards fairy room. So I have a feeling that with the knowledge that they have, they might be skipping any more items from here on out unless they just happen to come across them. It looks like our drippers are the red iron knuckles. They're worth 100 each. But unfortunately, they're out here on 2 and 5 on the east, and these guys are not going to want to farm them at the moment. If they end up with a dripper right next to the boss, though, we could see some dripper farming happening to get over their levels. And speak of the devil, here is the boss, Helmet Head, Palace 2's boss. If he doesn't yield enough, we may very well see AA turn around and farm that 100 dripper. At an hour in, it's not what you want to see. You definitely want to see what he's doing right now, which is placing the gem and taking the 900. Looks like we need to adjust our timer a little bit. It's gone off screen. I will fix that for you very quickly. Possibly. AA finding the other P-Bag Cave. I don't know possibly what he could be looking for, unless he feels that the child is required. These guys are down to just mainly finding some junk left. Junk and a heart container are all that's left to find, but I believe both of them are worried that the other spell item is what's going to block them in this seed. If that's how you feel at this point, you really do need to just swing by with the spell item you have, check what you have, check what it is, and go on. Because some of this item digging is going to cost you way more time. Especially in a palace as long and windy as 5 can be. AA opting not for any fairy feeding, he's just going to do it the normal way. With that extra little digger he got from the P-Bag Cave, he has enough lives to really just go at it. We'll have to see, because if fire is tied to thunder, it really doesn't matter. Both these guys will have both spells. But at the moment, Dr. J hasn't even visited any other towns, so he doesn't know. what he could be looking for. I'd say AA has the most knowledge of the seed at the moment. And here we go, we find a Rebonac. And it looks like AA is definitely going to take out the bosses and go. But Dr. J is fully committed at this point to find that left room that he hasn't been in yet. AA is going to go back in and find the item. Opts to go ahead and take the magic level now so that when he up-A's it doesn't really hurt him. Alright, well we have these guys both in palaces looking for items. Let's go ahead and recap for anybody who's just now joining us or joined us a little bit late. What we had on the east is a full clear from both players. The item ended up being, the raft item ended up being under the rock in Death Mountain, which was hidden behind just a handful of caves, a couple of which led to themselves. So everything was in the same area. We'll take a pause and listen to Dr. J fight Guma. So he's doing a semi-aggressive move. He comes in for the attack and does the figure 8. All he has with him is the shield spell, unfortunately. He hasn't been by Naburu to get the life spell. But he's doing a decent job here, getting him down slowly but surely. He's got to be down to the last 2 hits or so. And there we go. Alright, so back to recapping. We had a full clear from both players. The raft was underneath Spectacle Rock. Basically a one-way in. All the players cleared both palaces on the east while they were there because they got the Any key. And yielded nothing. They picked up every item but the glove on the east. The glove or the spell items, I should say. They did find the Medicine of Life. Medicine of Life led to the spell. And so both players had to go to the east without downstab. Both found Fairy fairly early and came back and got their downstab and found the glove on Maze Island. And both are now looking for the spell item that leads to Thunder, because neither has found the Thunder spell. And here we are back in Palace 3 with a P-Bag. So that's our second junk item of the match. We have 2 more hidden around, and we have 1 more heart container that hasn't been found. So we have Dr. J having done 1 and 5. AA's done 1, 2, 3, and 4. And he's going to cash in that trophy now. Sure enough, he finds fire, but fire could definitely be thunder. And if it is, it's a very cheap thunder. So we will see, and we'll see how long it takes AA to discover exactly what he's got. For anybody wondering, the child that Dr. J picked up was on Maze Island. It's the one tile that AA could not find out there. Dr. J getting a redo on his fight against Rebo here in 6. We'll see what item is hiding here in 6. Again, it's coming down to either a junk item or a heart container. Those are the only 2 choices. And it is the final heart container of the match. That means Palace 5 holds a junk item. Unless I missed it and AA did get the child. He's here in Darunio at the moment. If I did miss it, I do apologize for building suspense. That was what I came to the conclusion of earlier when I saw him really go into town with everything, is that he discovered that fire and thunder were linked. So unless fire is fairy, that is the only possibility for him to not have a chance. But I believe he casted fire immediately after he got it. So yeah, he knows it's not fairy, so... It looks like it's a fire thunder, and both players got the items they needed for such spells, and both are in 6 now. And yeah, he knows it's fire and it's cheap. It's 9 experience, or 9 magic. So he's just going to town. It's going to make very quick work of Palace 6 not having to fight anything. Here's the item room for AA. He debated on grabbing it and decided against it. So this is going to be interesting when Dr. J does turn in the kid and get Thunder to see how much it costs. could be a huge game changer if Thunder ends up being very expensive with how much AA can cast it while it's only 8. Dr. J looking for something to cast to help him in this room and find the only spell to really do anything. AA's hot on his heels coming through this Revo fight that Dr. J just took care of not too long ago. And Dr. J finds the fairy, it finds Barbara. So here we are with attack 5, no health, and no jump spell. We'll see how long it takes AA to find Riku's room. And possibly come up the elevator into it. That could be very interesting. But I believe it's the next room over right here, so he's not too far. Both players will be attack 5 Barba. AA does have jump, and we'll see if he puts it to use. Dr. J with the Joshi D strats. Barba can't hit you if you're not on the center platform. Barba can't hit you off the center platform if you're not on the center platform. Three and one Joshi D's center platform strats. And simultaneous Barba fight for these two. This will be AA's 5th gem, and only Dr. J's 3rd. AA having already completed the palace in the Valley of Death, which was 3. Took care of 4 on the western continent, and took care of 2, which is in the south of the east, where Dr. J has not stepped a foot in. If I'm remembering the passage correctly, AA had to take the Bonner Pass, Nukasuda Pass, to get down there, which is right here to the right. AA with the jump strats and the upstab strats, poking Barba right in the chin. And definitely makes much quicker work of him. I don't know which. I know there's a big debate there. I will continue to call Barba a her. You guys can debate Barba as much as you can debate Mito. So this is some good routing from AA, being able to knock out 6. He can jump on Maze Island, which was adjacent, take care of 5 here, and then up A and get right into the Great Palace. And with 667, he definitely could be looking at just burning this final gem with an up A as it places. Or we could be seeing a very healthy 677 Great Palace. Dr. J finding out with confirmation that the child was thunder blocking opts not to get down stab or to get up stab. And AA with a very fast 5. Guma hiding out in the very first room. Goes with the aggressive strats. He's got life 7, he's got the shield spell, he's got plenty of magic to cast everything, and he's got the life spell. So yeah, he's just going right in there. Very much faster fight than what Dr. J had to go through. He's going to place his final gem and up A straight to the Great Palace. I'll give you a definite time of entrance. Meanwhile, we got Dr. J going through... Dr. J heading through the Wilson encounters. Trying to find his way down to the south. It's that cave right there that you see on the left. We got a palace entrance of 123.30 for AA. And we got Dr. J heading into Bonner Pass at the moment. Eon drop early. AA does not buy into it. But we've seen many times this tournament. Eon drop is the way to the end of the race. And AA does opt to jump in, despite having another out to the right. Leads him into the Jackamus room. Dr. J finds his way into old New Casino. And we'll get some Great Palace music going. We got a dead end here. Jump cell for Dr. J. Dark Magician room for AA. The only thing I can think is that Dr. J is looking for the life spell. It comes in very beneficial. They did end up taking that magic level, it looks like, from 5. And at 677, can really go to town with the Fire Thunder cast and being able to shield in most rooms. Life is still quite expensive, so it's a good thing that he has 7 jars. It's costing him 40 every cast. Dr. J picking up said 7th jar in New Casino just now. He's not happy with what he found. He might very well feel like... Well, I'd say that, but he might feel that trophy is blocking the life spell. Although he just picked up the trophy. So I don't know what he he was looking for, because he did look very disappointed when he found the magic container just now. Oh no, I guess he found the trophy just now, and that's why he's disappointed. He's fearing that he has to go back. So here we go with AA. Still hasn't found his way into Thunderbird. We'll see if he drops down Eon this time and goes left, or if he continues up on the top path. He does go down the Eon chute. Dr. J trying to set up some encounter skips here in the Valley of Death. And it looks like he got it. No ebb stab. Fairy room for AA. Opts not to go left, it decides to go down. Here's another drop room for him. And a T-bird find. So AA getting that pendulum going for T-Bird while Dr. J finds his way to Rebo. This will be the third Rebonac that he's going to fight this seed. Came across both the other ones in 6 already. Again, without the life spell, this is very hard for him. He's going to be one hit away from death. One knife away from death. And speaking of death, AA is very close to it himself. And does a very spectacular move, abuses the heck out of his fire spell, and kills Thunderbird. But apparently killing Thunderbird using Thunder soft locks. And he has to up-A his way out. So now we will see if A, he remembers his way back there, and if B, Thunderbird has the same properties as Barba and Karok and remains dead after you've killed him. Dr. J places his third gem, and he heads straight out of the palace. He's not going to go back around looking for the other parts. The other item, which it was a P-bag that we did not even find out how much it was worth. So here we go, down the Eon chute and back around the Great Palace. We'll definitely have to get AA's response to that situation right there when he comes in for the interview later. It seems like this Great Palace was very much a do the inverse meta, take the Eon drop immediately and head left instead of going right ever. Because this is a very fast path back to Thunderbird. And here's the moment of truth to see if he is still alive. And sure enough, here's another Thunderbird. I mean, if it's doing damage to him, there's no... I don't see any problem with knocking him down a whole bunch with Thunder and then hit him out with the sword for the final couple hits. Just don't kill him with the Thunder spell. Dr. J's got to be a little bit relieved having found the life spell just now. And he's going to pop right into 2 and take care of that. He's got 2 palaces left to go. Palace 2 here and Palace 4 on the west. Meanwhile, AA's got a really nice pendulum going. And takes down Thunderbird the old-fashioned way this time. Relieved to see a key fall, grabs it and heads right into Dark Link's room. Dark Link not cooperating, but AA with all of his lives left. So even if he does take game over here, he will still be able to fight him again, but he doesn't, and we get a GG. Final time 1:34.24 on his timer, an official time of 1:34.27. I'll see if he wants to pop in here for an interview. Meanwhile, I will pop up Dr. J's audio, and we can listen to that while we interview AA.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I think we all learned something today, or at least I did.
Yeah, definitely. That was an interesting ending.
Apparently, if you killed Thunderbird with Thunder, the game soft locks.
Yeah, that's what we all found out. So, otherwise, how'd you think about the seed in general?
The seed was good. My play was suspect. You probably picked up on it at some point, but I accidentally forgot to turn on fast spellcasting.
Oh yeah, I found that out when you were going through Palace 6, and you had fire equipped, and you had to keep pausing to get fire equipped again.
Oh, it messed me up way before that, because this was like the perfect seed for a demonstration of why fast spellcast is superior to default. Because you get shield really early, and it's cheap. And you're put off from getting downstabbed for a while, so shield is your way to get through stuff. And it's not like you have any other good magic early anyway, that's what your magic meter's for. Then you get Fire Thunder at cost of 8, and, well, I probably lost several minutes to that, and then a couple extra for being agitated over it in the early game.
So, were you relieved when you I saw you going through all your spells at one point. Were you relieved to find out it was fire, and you didn't have to go find that kid?
Yeah, it was... And by the way, did Dr. J find the kid?
He did. He was on Maze Island.
Somehow that's not surprising, but...
Yeah, you walked right past him. It was like a few steps away from the palace, in fact.
I knew it had to be some easy spot. It just didn't seem worth going back through those 5 encounters without downstab, if I could even survive it.
Yeah, that was rough not having downstab over there. He actually got the fairy spell from Old Kasuto and immediately went back to Mito.
Yeah, I didn't do too much more. Maze Island was about it, but, you know, Maze Island was certainly a thing. But yeah, I went through, because, you know, as I was going, I was confirming. Like, when I fought Karok, I confirmed for sure that Shield and Reflect weren't, fire. When I opened up, the spell item in New Kasuto, I actually didn't enter right away. I swung my sword just to make sure spell wasn't fire. And then, when I learned Life, I'm like, okay, I'll cast Life and Jump in here, check the two of them. That means it's either Fairy or Thunder. And it puts me at a 3 out of 4. This trophy either leads to Thunder or it leads to Fire, which is a 50-50 of Thunder. I probably should have been gutsy enough to just skip the item in P3 when Rebo was so fast. I made up my mind before going in. If it was 6, I was skipping it. But I made a pretty bad call, dug what turned out to be a really difficult item to pull, and then it was just a P-bag.
Yeah, we don't even know how much because you didn't even care. Dr. J, on the other hand, he was basically in your same boat, except that he had the kid instead of the trophy, and didn't want to risk the spell, and so he dug 5. And we actually never got to find out what the item in 5 was.
Oh, 5 is... Because that was like, what, a 4-room 5?
If even. I think it was the very first ride, actually. You go down the elevator and it was right there.
Yes, so that would be a 3-room 5 then.
Yeah.
I didn't remember if there was one transition room, but I knew it was extraordinarily fast.
Yeah, it was... And it was to the right from start, so it wasn't even any kind of meta of going left first. You went right into the boss, and it took you no time at all. But yeah, he took a lot of time digging through 5 initially for the item, gave up and went back for Guma, and then went back and started digging the item some more. He's in 4 now. He's gotten every other gem placed.
Yeah. I knocked out 4 before heading back east again. At the time, I was kind of thinking, you know, I'll knock out 4, and maybe I won't have to go west until GP. Remembered downstab later, but didn't mind it too much anyway, because 4 is an easier palace. I'd like to get that gem earlier and, you know, save the more difficult palaces for higher levels.
Yeah, chat was basically in agreement with you to get downstab, then take care of 4 on the east, or on the west right there, so you never have to go back up there. Ended up being a good route for you. I mean, you were able to hop into 6 right next to Maze Island, and then hop on Maze Island to knock out 5. Up A, and Great Palace was right there next to start.
Yeah, I regret just... There was a lot of slop in my play in the first 30 to 45 minutes, born almost entirely out of me just being frustrated over a mistake that was done and gone, so that wasn't very good. And I really regret digging 3's item. Otherwise, it was pretty okay.
Yeah, it was an okay seed. I mean, the raft being under Spectacle Rock, that wasn't friendly.
Oh no, that... Realistically, I think most people would have found every item. Some people might not have gone into 4 before getting both items out of DM, but it wasn't a significant decision anyway, because the item in 4 was right at the start, and it was the cross, which no one would really miss.
Yeah, you both full cleared the west for the exact same reason that you're saying. In fact, both of you did the same move of, after getting the item from the Hammer Cave, up A-ing. With the only difference is that when you did it, you went right back into Death Mountain, I believe, or did you go get downstabbed then?
You couldn't get downstabbed then without the raft.
Oh, sorry, no, you went and got spell, yeah. I don't remember if you went and did that then, but Dr. J definitely did.
That was Reflect in Mido.
Okay.
Yeah, Spell is in Saria, which, first forest tile Bagu, that's always good.
Yeah, you both found him fairly early, came in the back way through Saria.
Yeah.
And here's his final gem placement.
Then, Raru was Shield. So you had Shield, Spell, and Reflect early. And Spell was at a completely unreasonable and unrealistic cost until Magic Force, so that pretty much decided my leveling strat for me.
Yeah, Dave has a good point regarding you digging in 3. It wasn't the worst decision, being that it was in Valley of Death and you didn't want to come back through there. Because it
Yeah,
was, you did have to go down to the south to even do that, too, so...
Oh, yeah, and I didn't know where the desert tile was with an item in it. It could have been in that southern area. The
Dr.
kid
J
was
didn't find
definitely
it.
weighing heavily on my mind. But it was a 3 out of 4 with the knowledge I had that the child wasn't even needed. Even if the child was needed, it was at that point, what, a 60%? It was in 5-6 or the second item on the maze, which turned out to be where it was.
Yeah, you had the desert, you had a P-Bag cave, but you got that item. That was just a little digger or 1-up or whatever you want to call it. And then, yeah, 5 would have been your last option. Dr. J coming up to the Eon drop. So you entered Great Palace about 20 minutes faster than he did. So he's
Hopefully he doesn't discover the special mechanic in GP I learned, but if he never found the trophy, then I guess he really couldn't.
Yeah, he found the trophy, he never turned it in. He didn't care. But I didn't get to spy to see how much his thunder was. That was a very cheap thunder for you. You had a full complement of spells to go.
Yeah, 8 cost thunder has some strategic merit, I'd say.
So he did not take the Eon drop. He ended up going straight right just now. So we'll see where this loops back around to. We could have a very long path.
Yeah, my strat basically was in GP, like, if I see a drop really early, I really want to take it very badly. I don't even know why I looked to the room to the right, honestly, just to see what it was, because...
Yeah, it clearly didn't play into your decision-making there, because it was a room that you could continue going right in, and you decided to go down.
Yeah, like, I guess it could have been Thunderbird right there, and the drop could have led to the left, because I hadn't checked the left yet. But, like, the drops cannot lead you to an area that's inescapable. They're always going to either lead you to T-Bird Darklink or back to start, so if it's early and you don't really have paths at start, the drop has to lead you closer, right?
Yeah, it's not a bad play. Other people said the same thing, that even if it looped at some point, it's so close to start that you could just up A and start again.
And going right from that, you know, bi-directional drop destination, I found that loop and I'm like, you know, honestly, it's faster to get back to the drop room from an up A than walking back through this garbage.
Alright, so we found another drop. It led into the L7 room. And the L7 room leads into itself, which means that this is going to drop into the other room that you didn't see with the without the flying enemy.
That might be pretty close to the destination, because there were a bunch of lefts I didn't take.
It's the left of the ferry room.
Ah.
So if he goes down, he's right there. You got those 2 chutes, and then you're at Thunderbird. But if he goes up...
So there were 2 probably pretty similarly fast routes to Thunderbird then, whether you took that first drop or not.
Yeah.
Just if you took that first drop, you had to go left. Right led you to Time Lost and Sadness.
And he does go down, and he's going to be right here at Thunderbird. This is not going to be bad. So here's the drop, and Thunderbird is to the right after this. We'll get to see what all he can actually cast whenever he gets in there. He has everything but fire.
Sadly, the most useful spell, but...
Yeah, I think he was more excited that he found the life spell in Nibiru before heading into 2 just now.
I'm gonna be honest, that life spell was caused me a lot of anxiety and unhappiness.
That was a very expensive life spell too. It was still 40 at level 7.
Yeah, I don't think Magic 7 did anything at all. It might have lowered the cost of spell, or one of the spells I didn't even look at, but of the spells that are worth casting, not a single one of them went down from Magic 7.
So his thunder is 63, and he didn't have too much left over. He ended up casting shield and jump. And I mean, that ate up all of his magic just now, and he's at level 6. You guys had very similar levels throughout. You ended up with 677, and he's at 666. you both were fighting Barbara at the exact same time, though. So that was interesting. Of course, at the time, that was your 5th gem and his 3rd, maybe 2nd.
It's definitely always a blessing for the 3-6 50-50 to go your way. I feel like the palace that looks like 3 or 6 is actually 6. About 90% of the time you'd prefer it be 3.
Yeah, I think that's how Dig programs it. He's like, okay, what are they going to want here? All right, let's do the opposite.
I mean, you could kind of figure there was going to be a little mercy on that 50-50 because we'd already been subjected to Wallow Swamp enough. I mean, you saw that northern part of the western continent.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, and once you got up to the east, you got some more swamp. As soon you did. You got some water to free you of it, but you definitely had to pass through some of that swamp.
I mean, what kind of Zelda 2 randomizer would it be if there was only one large swamp in the world? I think we need several.
So he's going to find Dark Link almost immediately. It looks about a 15-minute difference between this race, so not too bad.
So his GP route was much faster than mine, probably
yeah,
influenced both by me finding the dead end and me finding a soft lock that I really wonder, was that documented anywhere?
Oh, I don't know. But yeah, it was mainly you going right after you fell down the Eon drop the first time that cost you the most time in GP. Even then, we're talking like it cost you 5 extra minutes there. Not huge.
Yeah. That right wasn't very fruitful.
So does that put you at 3 and 1?
Nah, I'm 2 and 2.
Oh, this is a 2 and 2. So you're going to be racing this weekend.
Yeah. Definitely going to have to make sure my settings are correct before that race. Going to have to not use the thing I just learned today and not kill Thunderbird with thunder. But it's amazingly useful to be able to hit him with thunder because it erases every fireball.
Yeah. Dig's asking what the soft lock was, so we'll see if somebody has a clip to give him of it. But basically what happened is that AmazingAmpharos killed Thunderbird using the Thunder spell, or rather Fire, which is Thunder, and ended up soft locking the game because he couldn't get the key and had to up A and redo the loop through Great Palace. I invited Dr. J in to talk. I don't know if he'll take me up on the offer, but we'll wait for that. So you're going to race this weekend in the playoff race.
That is correct.
Or this weekend. I don't know exactly when it is.
I mean, whenever they sort it out to be. I think Dig Shake said he was going to discuss the time with people.
Yeah, I think that's what needs to happen, is see when people are most available.
Hey there, Dr. J. Good game.
Yeah, that was... Once I got past the early part, yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
I hear you didn't find the fire spell, which... That's a shame. Fire was thunder.
Ooh. Ah, well, I got by without it somehow. But yeah, that was... I think, in case people didn't see my comment in IRC, which is probably watching, Death Mountain being super required like that one sucks. So bad. Took me to... When I found the Hammer Cave, I was just like, yeah, I don't want to go back in there, but I have to. And then I went back there, because I think I only had like 1 life at the time or something, so... Yeah. I mean, Hammer Cave wasn't as bad, but... Yeah.
I mean, you had to do both the caves, because you needed that medicine and the raft. It was in a way a mercy that Hammer Cave was so much easier to find than the Rock, because if it had been the other way around, that would have been a full clear seed.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I don't think I would have gone back for Hammer Cave if I found Spectacle Rock first either. Especially once I had it narrowed down to just those two caves, could have had the raft.
Yeah, so it came down very interestingly there at the end. He never found the kid, and he had the trophy. You didn't have the trophy. And we basically came down to them being Fire Thunder. So you guys both had Fire Thunder. Just the inverse.
Yeah. Yeah, the kid wasn't too hard to find there, but that would have been no, the kid was. Yeah, it was the trophy. I just never bothered cashing that one in. But that's just because I found New Kasuto so late.
Yeah, I was really specifically hunting New Kasuto because I'm like, it's a spell that could be Thunder, and even if not, New Kasuto's probably 2 items when I have 6 magic containers in the spell.
Exactly. That was my thought process going in there too.
Apparently, I'm real bad at exploring Maze Island, though. I found the glove, which is the one you really needed. I definitely would have saved a little time if I'd found that child, too.
Yeah, it would have helped. The child, yeah, that was Thunder, so yeah. But
GG. So that makes you 1-3, same as me. Unfortunately, we're out of the tournament, but
it's okay. Honestly, I had a vacation schedule coming weekend anyways. That's what happened on the Zelda 1 tournament, where I would have had to bail on the play-in race if I qualified, and I probably wouldn't have been able to do this one either.
well, you did a very good job of convincing us that you weren't throwing the match while throwing the match. So GG.
Yeah, I was going in this to win this no matter what.
That's the way you got to do it.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely going to be racing Zelda 2 more.
Yeah, it's a great randomizer. Lots of fun. I suggest everybody joins in on any of the races that you see pop up on IRC, SRL. As far as scheduling goes, though, I don't have the official schedule pulled up right now, but it looks like we're done for the night. The next match is tomorrow at 8 p.m. It's going to be Jackamus versus Rose City Saint. I believe both of those racers are 2-1. Based
Looks
on,
like we have a match an hour earlier between Jam and V. Resner.
oh, that must have just gotten scheduled. And what time is that one?
That'd be 8 Eastern. Then Jackamus and Rose City will be at 9 Eastern. And then we have the Countess and Cool at the Gank
I love that name.
at 10:30. And then at 12:30 at night, we have Buzz and Link 7s. So there is a very packed day of Zelda 2 randomizer races tomorrow.
Yeah, full compliment. But the issue that we do have is if anybody's available, we have nobody scheduled for restreams for the first 3 matches that were mentioned. So if you enjoy these and enjoy doing restreams, we would welcome you to take care of one of those. Or if you just want to provide some commentary, that's welcomed as well.
Speaking of providing restreams, thanks a lot for stepping in for this one, DM. We didn't do a very good job of appropriately putting this on the schedule. You definitely stepped up to fix that mistake.
Yeah, not a problem. I don't want to see a race not go restreamed. I know Unos and Kulane had one like that the other day, and thankfully Larry was able to put together a VOD, so we appreciate that. But thanks for coming by. Thanks for the commentary. Or thanks for the interview. Good luck in the rest of the tournament, AA. Have fun on your vacation, Dr. J.
I will.
And from everybody else here, that's going to do it for us. Like I said, stay tuned to the other channels that do restreams. We'll find out who's going to be hosting those matches tomorrow. Again, it's tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern. 8 p.m. Eastern is the Jam Evil match that's going to kick everything off. and I'm sure we'll just be sending hosts wherever they need to be until the big showcase of Buzz versus Link on Angry Larry's channel at midnight. So nothing else really to say. You guys have a great night, and we'll see you around.